Animated Anarchy series presents the Animated Hour of Power.
Well, I guess that answers the question. I did hit the right intro. All right. We are here. It is Saturday night. We are a few minutes early, but that's because I have stuff to do later, and I'm going to try to get this done as quick as possible. When I say as quick as possible, I mean it's probably going to take a while because we have some big battles tonight. Of course, this is the When Toons Combine YouTube channel. This is the Animated Anarchy series. The show is called Animated Hour Power. This is episode 4. I, of course, am your host, Dutchie. Joined by, he has returned this week, so the quality in the show might go down again. Money is here.
What's up?
Yeah. Fresh off a birthday butt wax. All right. Also, we have joining us, Sean is here.
Hello.
And of course, he's getting himself situated after his cat knocked over all his stuff. Our wild card Dave is here.
Hello. How we doing, boys?
Pretty good.
Pretty
All
good.
right. So episode 4. So we're 4 weeks in. We've had some interesting battles, some interesting sweeps. We've only had 3 battles that, or actually no, 4 battles that have gone to distance. This past week on Animated Showdown was probably our longest battle, Simpsons and Naruto Shippuden. It went like 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
It was longer than the rest of the episode. Like
Yeah.
everything else, we were at that 35-minute mark.
Well, that's how you know that you got 2 really good shows where it was hard to pick.
Yeah.
You know,
And you were also having a heart attack.
a little bit. A little bit.
I mean, we have you on the show going, Jesus Christ, I'm having a heart attack. So,
Yeah.
but all right. So tonight's battles are Celebrity Deathmatch versus Pee-wee's Playhouse, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Speed Racer, Life and Times of Junnper Lee versus Braceface, and the main event is Pokemon and Teen Titans. So, before we do all that, we are going to go to the randomizer to find out exactly what categories we are going to be playing with. So, all right, can everybody see the screen?
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So basically what happens on this show is we have cartoons that are heading into battle, one-on-one matchups. Randomizer here has 11 categories. I'm going to hit the button. It's going to give the first 5 categories that show up are the ones that we are going to do for this entire episode. And it's basically the guys give their opinion, and whoever it's best of 5. 3 if a show wins 3-0, they get 30 points. 3-1, 20. 3-2, 10, and the loser gets 5. If you are swept, you lose 10. Everybody ready to find out exactly what categories we're using tonight?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay. So, voice acting, character development, fan base, overall enjoyment, and humor.
Mm-hmm.
So, fan base, enjoyment, humor. All right, so that's gonna make some of these interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first one.
So Sean, you didn't have to worry about theme song on this one. But all right, so the first one we are going to do tonight is Celebrity Deathmatch versus Pee-wee's Playhouse. And then, so Celebrity Deathmatch representing the division of Raven Finley. Pee-wee's Playhouse representing the division of my aunt Sharon Wander. I know which person I like better, but unfortunately, that person does not have the show that I like better. So
Yeah.
all right. So the first category is voice acting. Now, the thing about Pee-wee's Playhouse is it's not necessarily a cartoon. Now, there's cartoon aspects to it, but it's a lot more live action. It's almost like Super Mario Brothers, except for it sucks a lot more. And of course, because it's like 95% live action and 5% animation. Of course, Eric is the one that put it into this series.
It was in the book.
Yeah, which that book is like deceiving. It's just like, oh, it was part of Saturday morning lineups. It's like, yeah, but you're a Saturday morning cartoon book, you asshole. Pardon my language, family
Dang.
show.
Family
I'm not
show.
calling him the a-hole. I'm calling the guy that wrote the book the a-hole.
Dang. I'm still saying dang.
Yeah.
If I knew how much this show sucked, I wouldn't put it in.
Well, that's good to know. All right, voice acting. So, Celebrity Deathmatch, and the thing is, the celebrities didn't really, voice themselves. They were voiced by other people. Stone Cold Steve Austin voiced himself, and Mills Lane voiced himself. So, Eric, you asked, and even though Sean said no, I am technically the one in charge, so I'm going to allow it. Who gets the nod in voice acting? Celebrity Deathmatch or Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Celebrity Deathmatch.
Okay.
Obviously, the voice acting is mostly the celebrities. So
Yeah.
and Pee-wee's is kind of cringy to me.
Yeah.
So
All right, Dave.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Eric here. It's gonna be Celebrity Deathmatch for me.
it's kind of close. At least for me.
All right, Sean, go ahead.
Celebrity Deathmatch. All day, every day.
All right.
Hands down.
Okay. So, next category. So they win one. They got two more to go before it's a sweep. And sometimes I feel like I'm at a baseball game with all the signals I get. So, all right, character development is next. The thing about Celebrity Deathmatch is it's wrestling matches or fighting
Yeah.
to the death. Okay,
Yep.
so there's really no character development except for you kind of get character development from the announcers.
Yeah.
Because they kind of do run like a story, like when Nick Diamond got hurt and all that, or like when Johnny Gomez was trying to solve the mystery of why John Test showed up and not Marv Albert. Pee-wee's Playhouse, not necessarily much in the way of character development, but there's still a little, like, there's still like a little more. You could kind of see like a little bit of development with Pee-wee and some of those side characters.
Yeah, like the Mail Lady and Miss Yvonne.
So, Dave, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Pee-wee here. I just think it has a little more character development in it than Celebrity Deathmatch does.
All right. Sean, I'm going to go to you next.
I'm sticking with Celebrity Deathmatch. I despise that Pee Wee Herman show.
That's why I went with you.
Granted, I do believe there is slightly more character development in Pee Wee, but I don't know.
Even though I don't like the show too, I still had to be honest though.
I'm being honest. I didn't like the show. I'm not picking the show.
So there.
Yeah.
All right.
There, Dave.
Yeah. All right.
But like you said, the announcers did have a little bit of development, and for the type of show it was, I thought that was very interesting. So.
Yeah.
They did have a storyline.
All right. Eric, you're breaking the tie.
Celebrity. I'm right there with Sean.
All right. Celebrity Deathmatch is up 2-0. I mean, and the thing is, and like, I kind of like if I were judging, which I'm not, but I also did write down like who I would give each category to. I was kind of along the lines with Dave, because if there's no character development in a show, it shouldn't win the category. I mean, yes, there was like very little with the announcers, but because there was more recurring characters in Pee-wee, that's why it wins the category. Now, I understand if you don't like the show. Trust me, I didn't like it either. But it basically has to get. I mean, we can't be like the referees in every Kansas City Chiefs game, even though they're paid by the Chiefs.
They're paid by Taylor Swift.
Yeah, whoever pays them. All right, we can't be like them. We actually have to call the match the way we see it, instead of we're gonna get paid with $100 bills and a blowjob.
Whoa, family show.
Yeah, it's just my rant on how much I hate these referees, especially the referee that screwed the Bills over last year.
We're getting paid. Wait, we're getting paid?
No, we're not. No, I'm just saying. I was speaking metaphorically. We're not there yet. And as many times as I keep swearing on something that I'm saying is a family show, it's probably never going to happen. All right, celebrity deathmatch only has to win one more category, and this next category is fan base. Now, the funny thing is that the fan base of both showed, because Celebrity Deathmatch did have a fan base. That's why it was around for so long, and that's why it got brought back. But Pee-wee's Playhouse did it because, people would go out and they would buy the merch. They bought the talking Pee-wee dolls, which parents hated.
Everybody knows the name Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, and Paul Rubens did a fantastic job as Pee Wee Herman, to where like anytime he tried to have like another film role, it just didn't work.
Right.
Yep.
He was known as one guy. But all right, Sean, I'm starting with you.
No, I think you're right. I think Pee Wee Herman has a bigger fan base than Celebrity Deathmatch does. So I'm going to pick them for this category.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. See, not all biased. No.
Yeah. So, all right. Eric, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Pee Wee too. Because they did have more people buy stuff.
Hey, nobody from Celebrity Deathmatch was in a Call of Duty game.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that Celebrity Deathmatch didn't have its fans, because it did.
Oh, it did,
But
yeah.
it's just also too, like, there was far more reach, because a lot of people did get up on Saturday mornings to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse. Celebrity Deathmatch was just one of those things where it's just like, okay, it was a hit.
Tonight.
Huh?
It was a hit in its era. That was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Pee-wee is
It was
more
something very different that you never saw before.
Yeah. Pee-wee was more like it's more like
Family based.
Yeah, family based, and people still like remember it to this day.
Now that he didn't start off with that, did he? With that show? Like he was already known prior?
That I don't know.
I can't remember.
I mean, he really didn't do much since. I mean, I know he was in Mystery Men.
Yeah, he's done a little couple of somewhat serious roles, but
Yeah.
like
I think
he
he's
said,
passed away now.
I think so. I don't.
Yeah.
R.I.P. if he did.
Yeah. But all right, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, well, both shows have dedicated fan bases. Pee-wee's Playhouse, has a bigger fan base in terms of size, culture impact, and longevity. So I got to go with Pee-wee's Playhouse here. It has a much broader audience over multiple generations. Where Celebrity Deathmatch, like I said, it's nostalgic for those who grew up in that era. That's about it.
All right. 2-1 Celebrity Deathmatch. They can win on this next category, and it might be easy because the next category is overall enjoyment. So category speaks for itself. What did you enjoy more? I know what I enjoyed more because I was more of a fan of that. And so, all right, Dave, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Celebrity Deathmatch here. I thought it was more enjoyable.
All right. Eric?
Celebrity Deathmatch, 100%.
All right. Sean, go ahead, even though it doesn't really make a difference.
Celebrity Deathmatch by a large margin.
All right, so they're going to win 3-1. So they get 20 points. Pee Wee Herman gets no points, but they also don't get anything taken away, which is very important because you really don't want to start behind the 8 ball, which a lot of shows already have. And,
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, which the judge, who's not on camera right now because he can't decide whether he wants to be on camera or not for the show. He's on camera 5 seconds, and then I don't know if he's.
I was wiping my nose. I didn't want to wipe my nose on air.
Well,
my mom did say that since Scooby-Doo lost last week, even though I explained the whole criteria of the show.
Did she report us?
No, she was about to. She's like, "How does it lose to Heathcliff?" And I tried to explain. I was like, "It's because of the randomized topics that we pick, and it didn't fall that way for Scooby-Doo."
Yeah, and the funny thing is, so my Aunt Lisa was texting me, and she's like, "I can't believe this." It's like, well, believe it. Then my Aunt Sharon, who was listening because she was downstairs playing on the Xbox where I was recording the show, she's like, "What is wrong with you guys?" And I'm like, loaded question. And then, like, I told a few people at work, and they're just like, "What? Like, what? Like, why?" And it's just like, it's the categories. And they're like, "All right, well, we can understand if it's like maybe 3-2 and Heathcliff edge it out, but how does Scooby-Doo get swept?" It's the categories. It's just how that falls. And people that are
surprising too.
Yeah, Eric wasn't happy about it. Eric's like, "I take 1 week off and Scooby-Doo gets screwed." That's what happens when you when you take off the weekend to get a full body SpongeBob tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't even know my vote would have made a difference.
I mean, they probably would have won one category, maybe, but I'm not sure. But yeah, right now that's actually the biggest upset so far in the series. Not even really that Heathcliff won, but how they won.
Wow.
Or at least right now. All right. Up next, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure versus Speed Racer. Voice acting is the first category. You have basically the original anime versus a newer anime. And the voice acting in both, like, the voice acting in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is very serious and very dramatic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Speed Racer, it's a little more like, it's dramatic, but it's not like,
it's kind of
loose
comedic side to it.
Yeah. It's a little more loose. Dave, you are our anime expert, anime lover, anime, actually, I can't even think of another adjective to go after that. So we'll just let you go first.
This one was kind of tough for me because I like the voice acting in both. I really do. But I'm gonna have to give this one to Speed Racer.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, don't act too surprised, Eric. It still is an anime.
No, I know.
It's one
thought
of
he was
the
gonna-
it's one of the OGs.
Yeah.
You know, so I think they really, for its time, they did a really good job with it.
Yeah.
So the characters were entertaining. So I think they did a good job the voice acting for their characters. Like, yes, some parts were a little stale, but I mean, back in that era, that was the way you did it a little bit. With sometimes. But besides that, I mean, they really killed it with the voice acting.
Yeah.
Like you said, JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. I mean, they they're very serious most of the time. Yes, they have some um pretty you know dramatic scenes with like action and stuff like that, which you know gives voice acting a higher edge in most categories. But yeah, I I didn't think they killed it with the voice acting on it. Like they could have done a little better of a job
Right.
with some of the
know.
scenes.
It's funny because like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is probably the first anime I started watching when we started realizing we were going to do this.
Mhm.
So I watched like a few episodes, and I remember I told my buddy at work, who's on that anime scale, is right up there with you as far as being obsessed with it. And when I told him, I said, "Yeah, I started watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure." He's like, "Really? Of all the anime you could start with, you started with that?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, he sounded like the little kids that are riding in the car with dad, and they're trying to find somewhere to stop off to get food to take home for dinner.
Mhm.
And like they drive past a McDonald's, a Burger King. They don't stop there, but then dad stops at Popeyes and gets that. And the kids are just like, "Really? We stopped past McDonald's and Burger King, and you're going to stop here?"
Yeah.
And then, then they get left at a firehouse. But like, it's just like one of those things where it's just like, I mean, so I don't know like the popularity of it, but all right, Eric, I'm going to go to you next.
I'm going with JoJo. I think I just like the more serious voice acting a little more.
Okay. All right, Sean, you're up to break a tie.
I have Speed Racer winning this one.
Somebody's dogs don't agree with that.
Yeah, they're my dogs. My wife just got home. So they're, stranger danger barking until they see her. But no, I had Speed Racer here. I think the voice acting was a little more cleaner.
Yeah.
It wasn't as serious. Like all the points Dave made were pretty spot on about it. And yeah, just for the time it came out, for a show like that, I think it was done immaculately.
Okay. All right. So Speed Racer takes its first category. By the way, Speed Racer is in the category, or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is in the division of Matthew Gore. And Speed Racer is in the division of another Matt, a Matt whose name I cannot pronounce. Eric, you should be able to pronounce since you're sleeping with both him and his wife.
I'm just going to go off a long shot and say this episode is not for kids.
Yeah. I'm kind of fired up.
Rated R.
You're going to have to go talk to HR after this episode there, Doug.
Yeah.
HR is only open Monday through Friday. Sorry.
Exactly.
Well, you tell Mindy to get back to work.
I wouldn't hire her. She'd only show up for work 25 minutes. All right. Anyway, before I get myself in even more trouble. All right. Character development. So, and Eric still hasn't told us how to pronounce the other guy's last name. So, thank you for
I don't even know how to pronounce it.
Time out.
All right. Go take care of the dogs. But
Go ahead. We're good.
all right.
We're
So
okay.
character development. So both shows have a really interesting character development because of the prospect that they're both anime. And so, but with Speed Racer being one of the original anime, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure being a newer anime, and so basically they both show signs of, because it's an episodic story. So Dave, I'm going to start with you on this one.
Yeah, I think if you're looking for more complex characters who evolve over time and are fundamentally changed by their experiences through the show, I think you're going to go with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure here.
Okay.
I think it's the clear winner. Nothing against Speed Racer. It's a classic of of its kind. It's more simpler and more fun adventure. So the characters remain pretty consistent in Speed Racer. There is a little bit of development, but I don't think it's as much as JoJo's.
No, I'm not. Bye-bye. Come on.
All right, Eric, I'm going to go to you next.
I'm going with JoJo too. I think the story arc is the characters is better.
So, all right, Sean. It doesn't necessarily matter, but since we have you back now, go ahead.
Sorry about that.
That's all right.
I had JoJo winning this one. I don't think there was much in the way of development in Speed Racer.
Not as much as JoJo.
Not as much, but like in a show like JoJo, there has to be some sort of multiple character development, or it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Speed Racer, I guess you could have like, what's his name? Go. I don't even know how to say his last name. Anyway, but the main character, like, he kind of is the only one in my eyes that had any sort of slight development. But
yeah,
with JoJo, there's such a different range of development between multiple people. It's pretty wild.
Right. All right. Tied 1-1. We find ourselves in this situation a lot. Next is fan base. As an anime, obviously JoJo's Bizarre Adventure does have a fan base, but so does Speed Racer, especially with it being the OG. And, it was so popular that it came back and was a movie at one point. So, Sean, I'm going to start with you first.
I have Speed Racer winning this one. I think their fan base isn't as strong as it was prior, obviously, like back then, but it's a much older generation of a fan base.
Yeah.
And I don't think without Speed Racer, you don't have much in the way of like a concept for future animes.
Right. All right. Dave, go ahead.
I'm going to have to go on the opposite side of here. I'm going with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think since its boom in 2012, I think its fan base is substantially larger than Speed Racer's.
Okay.
Not by huge margin, but big enough margin.
Enough to win the category.
Yeah, yes, exactly. They're both, classic mangas. The manga for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure came out in the 80s. So it's not like, they're super far apart in release. But because I'm pretty sure yeah, Speed Racer, I feel like, a lot of people know the name, but I don't think it's as big as it used to be compared to JoJo's Bizarre Adventures in current times.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. All right, Eric, I hate this, but you're breaking a tie.
I'm going with Dave here, JoJo.
Okay.
I feel like this kind of show probably has more fans.
All right.
It was pretty much a guess, so I don't know.
Yeah. Good to know you're on top of things. All right. So JoJo's up 2-1. They can win with this next category, which is overall enjoyment, which really it should have technically been the last category. Because you kind of want to like end it on like, all right, what did you enjoy more overall? But this category has already also ended a battle already. So all right, but Eric, what did you enjoy more overall? Speed Racer or JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I enjoyed both, but I think I'm gonna go with JoJo.
Okay. Can you explain why, or
I just like this story more. I just thought I didn't really get into Speed Racer, but I did kind of like it.
he's a wordsmith, folks? All right. Sean, I'm going to go to you next.
I have JoJo winning this one.
Okay.
I think that the action scenes alone are a lot more enjoyable than any of the Speed Racer scenes.
Yeah.
Granted, some of the races in Speed Racer are very entertaining and kind of like what's that word I'm looking for now? I spoke way too quickly. Not dramatic, but like suspenseful.
Yeah.
But I think there's just a lot more to it going on in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure than anything that keeps your enjoyment towards not just one specific thing like Speed Racer did.
Right.
So I had to give it to JoJo here.
Hey, Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, I gave it to JoJo here. I enjoyed the anime adaptations, like how they brought in, better animation quality and whatnot to the show. So I enjoyed watching it physically with my eyes more. And it was pretty entertaining. No shade against Speed Racer. That was pretty entertaining as well, but I give JoJo the edge here.
All right. So JoJo's Bizarre Adventure wins the matchup 3-1. And so they will get 20 points. Speed Racer will get none. And we move on to the next battle, which is going to be Life and Times of Junnper Lee versus Braceface. But I'll say this about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I do feel like next to Samurai Champloo, this is probably one of the weaker anime that I've watched. Because I wasn't necessarily into this. So, like, it beats Speed Racer here, and it probably will beat, like, some of the other cartoons. But, like, some of, like, the more well-known stuff, I think it's going to have trouble against.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like... And there were certain categories that we didn't get on here that I felt like Speed Racer would have won.
Yeah. For sure.
But, like, yeah, to me, like, JoJo's Bizarre, like, I wasn't necessarily a fan of the animation. I wasn't necessarily, I didn't really like, if they had their outro song, if their outro song was their intro, I would have had them, like, winning theme song. Because their intro was okay, but their outro was, like, better.
Yeah.
But all right, so we're gonna move on now to the next matchup, which is Life and Times of Junnper Lee versus Braceface. These are two girl cartoons. So who better than three guys to really judge this? I mean, Eric's only going to say 5 words in each category. But, all right, let's start, though, with voice acting. Alicia Silverstone, who her most famous role was in the movie Clueless. She is the one that voices Braceface. Junnper Lee, talented voice actors in there. Actually, the voice actors who voiced Phil and Lil in Rugrats actually voiced the one who voiced Phil actually voices Juniper's little brother Ray Ray.
Uh,
And
Sushi?
Sushi or
Yeah, sushi.
Toshi, I think.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
who's a very, very famous voice actress.
Yeah, they have actually a pretty talented voice cast.
Yeah, they do. Like the biggest thing about Braceface is the fact that for the first 2 seasons, it's Alicia Silverstone.
Michael Cera.
Oh yeah, that's right. Before he,
He's Josh.
yeah. So before he was a nerd in the movies, he was a nerd on an animated show.
Yeah.
So big names right there.
Yep.
Although I think that might actually be the last thing that Alicia Silverstone actually did that was like very well known. Because I think
She only did the first 2 seasons, right?
Yeah. And then like she kind of fell off the face of the earth because I think
Dang, Jane Lynch is in it too.
oh
I'm looking at all the cast members.
yeah, all right, so both shows, so Juniper Lee has a cast full of talented voice actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And they're renowned.
Braceface, huh?
Yeah.
And they're renowned.
Yeah.
So it started with Alicia Silverstone, like you said,
Yeah.
and then it went to Stacey DePass.
Okay. And then, so Life and Times of Juniper Lee has a very well-renowned voice cast, and they're very talented because they've all had like all sorts of work, for many years. And Braceface is full of actors who are just well known.
And pause that apparently there's 2 more actors that were the main character.
Okay.
Sharon Spitz, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there is Alicia Silverstone, then Stacey DePass, Angela something, and then Marina something. I don't know. Crazy names.
Yeah.
Marina Menez and Angelina Schiff.
I mean,
That's
and
definitely
it's just, but that just goes to show that, like, you could tell that the show was probably on the decline then because they couldn't get anybody to stay on for.
Yeah, in 3
exactly.
seasons, you went through 4 different main character voice actors.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you're struggling.
yeah. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's get rolling here on the first category, voice acting. Eric, I'm going to start with you.
I like the Ginger Lee, but I thought it was more cleaner. I liked it. It had
Right.
my attention more.
Right.
Then,
or go ahead, Eric.
Yeah, it just had my attention more. I thought Bruce, was it Braceface? I thought it was a little annoying.
Yeah. I mean,
it was.
Dave, I'm going to go to you next.
Yeah, this one had, better voice talent and better character portrayal, stronger reputation of its voice cast, and its well-known and prolific voice casters. I'm going with Juniper Lee.
All right. Sean.
Same. I'm picking Junnper Lee. Great point made by Eric about Braceface just being annoying.
Yeah.
But I think for the
Especially
type of
intro.
oh my god, yeah. And now that I know they went through 4 freaking people to play one character in 3 seasons.
It's just so weird because like Braceface, because you had people that are well known as far as like just actors.
Just let them act.
I don't think the actors
Just
fit the
let
character.
them act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they felt so like restricted.
Yeah. But in Juniper Lee, because you had seasoned voice actors.
Yep.
It'd be like, okay, so it would have been like if Al Pacino would have actually voiced Two-Face in Batman the Animated Series. It wouldn't have worked well because Al Pacino's not a voice actor.
No.
Al Pacino is Scarface. Al Pacino from The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
It's like Jack Nicholson. I don't think he could be a voice actor.
Yeah. Just they're better. They're meant better as voice actors.
Like,
Or they're meant better as regular actors.
Denzel Washington.
Yep.
I mean, I can get
He
like
might be a good one depending on the show.
Yeah. Like I can get like if you want to do like okay, if you're trying to get a lot of attention to a show, but sometimes just leave it up to the professionals. All right, character development. It's actually funny because I feel like both shows actually did well in the character development part because of the plot of both shows. You had Juniper Lee as the magic, the fighter who does that. I forget what her actual title was, like the Wan Lang Sing or whatever the heck it was. I completely butchered it. But she's trying to fight like all these demons and monsters, and you have Braceface. With her braces are basically kind of dictating her life, and she's going through life as just trying to live a normal life on in junior high. And you have Juniper Lee, who knows she's not living a normal life, but she's still trying to. But you see a lot of character development, especially in there, like especially with her younger brother and that dog, which I'll say that, and I said it off air, and I'll go ahead and I'll say it on air. Juniper Lee, even though this is technically Cartoon Network's way of copying American Dragon Jake Long, I still enjoyed this show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because yes, it was like their answer to Jake Long, but they went like they did go like a different route. In some ways. But all right, as far as character development, Dave, who wins it?
I think Braceface offers better character development because of their storylines and core premise are fundamentally rooted to the characters' personal, social, and romantic journeys, to where I feel like the life of times of Juniper Lee is kind of more driven on action-oriented plot than with that fantasy element taking what would you say, precedence over character growth. So that's why I'm going to go with Braceface here.
Okay. All right. Before we move on, I will mention Braceface is in the division of Becky Alstrom. The Life and Times of Juniper Lee is in the division of Kenny West. All right. Eric, I'm going to go to you next.
I'm going with
Juniper.
Jennifer Lee.
Close enough.
I
got to start having you take speech classes.
Take some notes.
I just found the characters more better.
Okay.
I enjoyed it more. I enjoyed the characters in that show more than Braceface.
All right. So Eric's not in the blondes. All right. Sean, you're breaking a tie here.
I love doing that.
I know. Why do we keep doing it?
I have Braceface winning this one. I think the show in itself is just so much more relatable to the average person watching it.
Yeah, how many teenage girls do you see on the streets fighting mythical creatures?
Right, but then you'll have the girls that do have braces that are self-conscious and are going through probably exactly what she's going through only in real life. So
Yeah.
I feel like with character development, it's not only rooted to the cartoon character, but it's to the viewer's development.
Okay.
So
Yeah. All right. So we're tied 1-1 again.
1-1.
Yeah. All right. Fan base. I don't even know. Like, obviously, the
I tried
teenage,
to look this up and couldn't
the
really
teenage
find
girl
anything.
fan base, I'm sure for both shows was there.
Yeah.
And Alicia Silverstone had her fans, obviously, the girls that loved the Clueless movie, which, back when I was in school when that movie first happened, and then like the girls at school saw it and they come up to you and go, as if I just wanted to punch them in the face.
It was a horrible.
By the way, to the youngsters watching this show, that is not the right thing to do. Everything that I have said on this show tonight that is probably wrong, and when I say probably, I mean most definitely.
Just
do
listen
not
to your
do.
parents. Don't listen to Doug.
Exactly.
Maybe
Unless
don't
your
listen to
parents
me.
are related to me, then definitely don't listen to them either. But yeah, like, so the fan base, it's just kind of weird because like they're shows for girls.
Yeah.
But I don't know what this says about me, but I actually enjoyed both shows. And we'll get to overall enjoyment in a second. But fan base, Sean, I'm going to start with you this time.
I'm just going to shoot out of a cannon and just say Junnper Lee. Just because of the style of it. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's going on right next to it.
All right.
Anyway, I was trying to say, before I was rudely interrupted by my own phone, it was more entertaining to watch Junnper Lee than it was Braceface. Can I help you?
Well, remember, this is fan base.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. That's what, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like people, because of its more like action style,
Yeah.
kind of like futuristic anime, I feel like the fan base would drift more towards that than the Braceface.
Right. All right. Eric, I'm going to go to you.
I'm actually going Braceface this time. I think maybe more fans will relate to Braceface, as you guys said earlier.
Okay.
So I'm taking that and putting it into the fan base.
All right. Dave, you're breaking a tie.
I feel like in this category, it's pretty subjective. Both shows ended in the mid-2000s. Neither has a highly active mainstream fan base as of today. So I think it's pretty subjective. It's just whatever you prefer. And I think I'm going to go with the Times of Junnper Lee here.
Okay. All right. So Junnper Lee wins the category 2-1. They are up 2-1 right now. They can win it in overall enjoyment. And so let's just get right into it. Overall enjoyment, what did you enjoy more? Self-explanatory. So Eric, I'm starting with you.
Junnper Lee. As I said earlier, I found the stories more entertaining.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Go ahead, Eric.
I just thought Braceface was more annoying to me. There's so many shows like that. That's why, probably.
All right. I mean, you're not wrong. All right. So now let's go to Sean. Let's go to you again.
I like Junnper Lee a lot more. Just a lot, so different from Braceface. Braceface felt so everyday, normal life. And Junnper Lee just took that element but added the, futuristic superhero type feel to it, I guess you can say.
All right.
I couldn't really relate to either show, but
I wonder why.
it's because I never developed in high school. That's why.
Yeah. All right. Before the show takes an even darker turn than what I've already tried to get it to already tonight.
But then we're not going into humor.
Yeah. All right, Dave, go ahead.
I think because of the similarity to American Dragon Jake Long, I'm gonna have to go with Junnper Lee here. I felt it was pretty entertaining, and I think it's an underrated gem from the era.
And that's the thing is that like this is one of those shows. So when this division got drafted, because this is one of the ones I did a PSA for, or I drafted during a PSA, and in this guy in Kenny West's division, he's got Dragon Ball Z Kai, the Smurfs, and Batman the Animated Series, and you kind of look at that. And it's just like, okay, well, Life and Times of Junnper Lee really doesn't belong because it's just like you got 3 really good shows, then you got this.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I'm not saying that this is going to go far and get a lot of wins, but it's actually pretty good for the type of show that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. Now, I'm not trying to say, that, because we enjoyed it, we're all going to turn into women. But it's just more like it actually is. It was a really good show. Now, I don't know how it would fare up against a Rugrats or a Doug. I mean, going up against an anime, it could probably get killed. But it can hold its own against certain shows.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if it's going to sweep Scooby-Doo like Heathcliff did, but that could be another discussion for another time. Although I do think, although I do think that the battle is going to happen at some point. It's going to have to be American Dragon Jake Long versus the Life and Times of Junnper Lee.
Yep. Bring that rivalry back.
Yeah. All right. Main event time. Pokemon versus Teen Titans. Let's go ahead. Let's get right into it. Voice acting. It's funny because like the voice acting in Pokemon, like sometimes, Misty, the voice acting for Misty, she always sounds like kind of whiny.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, teenage girl, go figure. But also like sometimes with Ash, like sometimes the voice acting in Pokemon can seem kind of whiny, and like the voice acting in Teen Titans sounds kind of like, it's hard to decipher which one is cleaner. Because sometimes even like Teen Titans, it's just like sometimes the acting is just like, yeah. I mean, it's not as bad as Teen Titans Go, but Dave, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, for voice acting, I'm gonna have to go with Teen Titans here. I felt like they had more conversation that was more fluid, more Pokemon, I feel like there wasn't, like, they had voice acting, but there wasn't huge, like, in-depth conversations or anything like that. You had the battles, and he's like, Pikachu, use Thunderbolt, But I feel like Teen Titans, it captivates you a little more with the conversation, with the voice acting. Like when Robin's going through the problem with Slade, and, he's just going kind of crazy and ballistic. And, that really was like, wow, okay. So I got to give it to Teen Titans. I think it has a more prominent and comprehensive voice acting.
All right. So Dave goes Teen Titans. And first of all, before I move on, and definitely before Sean gives his answer, Pokemon is in the division, or is representing the division of Danielle Fedcheck. By the way, for anybody keeping score at home, Sean happens to be married to her. And
Oh snap! You're married. Congrats.
yeah,
No, I'm playing. I know that.
and Teen Titans is in the division representing. Teen Titans is in the division representing Tiffany Zell. So, all right, Eric, I'm going to go to you next. Voice acting, who wins the category?
Pokemon here. I just preferred that. I mean, voice acting, and it just had my attention more.
Okay. All right, Sean, you're going to break the tie. We know you like to do it.
I actually had Teen Titans winning this one. I think there's a lot more of a dramatic range involved in Teen Titans than there was in Pokemon.
All right, we know he's sleeping in the shed tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, Pokemon at the at all moments were always kind of the same.
Yeah.
It never really changed when they were shocked. They always had that, that puzzled face, and then like in Teen Titans, I think they had a lot more control in that field, if that makes any sense.
It does.
So,
all right, let's go to character development. Both shows, again, because in Pokemon was a lot more episodic. I think also because of the anime aspect of it.
mm-hmm.
It's a lot more episodic, but also there were like episodic plots in Teen Titans.
Mhm.
So both shows had spectacular character development. But who had it better, Sean?
Oh man,
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I gotta go with Pokemon on this one. I'm sorry, Dave.
He's back in the bed.
No, I
At
just
least he made his way to the couch.
the development that Ash goes through from being a young trainer and kind of like a lazy trainer. I mean, the very first episode, he wakes up late to get to that.
Yeah.
To go and get his Pokemon. And then, it kind of just felt like he was more entitled. And then over time, he just became more humble about it. And it's hard to find shows that portray that growth so suddenly. So, Teen Titans just felt like they're already who they are, but there's slight growth into like a more team effort.
All right, Dave, go ahead and tell him why he's wrong.
Okay,
Yes.
so Teen Titans has significantly better character development than Pokemon, and here I'll list off a few reasons why. Pokemon characters often face a development reset each season. Teen Titans is structured around its character development, which considers like personal struggles and growth arcs. So like for Pokemon, it's just that the experiences with them, their growth is minimal, short-lived, or reset growth. So Teen Titans, the growth isn't reset. It's not like they're it's more deep. Robin grapples with insecurities from his past. As Batman sidekick and stuff like that. His complex rivalry with Slade, and which that forces him to deal with the darker side of him and whatnot. Each of these characters, like Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, they all have their own character arc, whereas Pokemon does not.
Right.
No.
All right. So
Pokemon kind of has a character arc if you involve the different.
But it gets
Pokemon.
reset.
Yeah.
It gets reset. The development growth gets reset constantly. With
now,
almost
if you notice, at one point it looked like Eric had his fingers in his ears, so he didn't have to hear Dave give a reasonable explanation why.
No, I think he might have swayed me.
So he could just pick Pokemon.
I think he may have swayed me.
Yeah. All right. Well, unfortunately, you have the power.
Yeah, I think Dave made some great points, and so did Sean. But I think Dave had more of a deeper dive in it, so I think he swayed me. So I'm going to say Teen Titans.
In other words, he also did most of the talking, so you could go back to just saying your 5 words.
No, I had something ready for Pokemon, but
Yeah.
what he said did convince me.
Dave, you're what? You're what? 31?
29.
Oh, you're 29?
He's just
All right.
a baby.
All right. So in 6 years, you can run for office. Because, like, pretty much you basically, like, that is a politician move right there. Like, you had somebody was going to go a certain way, and then you just went into it, you swayed them. Like, that's president material.
Thank
He
you.
swayed me
Appreciate that.
on live TV, on live air.
Yeah.
It's all just propaganda that he got off of Google.
Propaganda is also, another.
No, but I also did.
presidential move.
I watched it. I researched, and I took notes. I got a lot of things written down.
I don't think there's any better great character development than Mewtwo's character development.
But that was in the movie.
It don't matter. It's still a cartoon.
Right. Moving on, because it is holy crap. So Teen Titans is up 2-0.
Nice.
Who would have thought that? So they can win it with fan base. I don't think they're gonna.
I don't think so.
And the reason why is, out of all like the DC properties, I feel like Teen Titans is kind of like low on the totem pole.
They haven't really been like promoted as much though.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say promoted, but you
Come
know
out with
what I
the
mean?
live
Like,
action too.
like-
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
they
like-
don't have like the reach. They're kind of just restricted to like cartoon, you know. They
Yeah.
don't have the movie. They don't have a Netflix series about it.
Well, I mean, they had a live action show,
Yeah, but
It
you
had
know,
the live action.
but
not enough.
Pokemon has such a wider fan base because because like it goes from kids, it goes to people our age that still play the game, that still have the cards.
It's completely global.
Yeah.
So I mean, can we just 3-strike it right now? Because we
I
all
was just
know
going to say,
that
if somebody's got an argument for like Teen Titans should win the category, go ahead and make it. I mean, you're going to be
They're-
wrong.
Well,
No,
could you
Pokemon
make the
has a
argument
vastly larger
that
fan base.
the same fan base for Teen Titans could be the same fan bases for Marvel and all that,
Right.
and DC and stuff? Would you have to include them, or is it just restricted to just that show? It's like with Pokemon, you're doing the show, the cards, the games, the merch and all that
Well,
stuff.
because you have to look at it like this, like it's for Pokemon to show, but everybody that like buys like the cards and the video games, they buy it because of the show.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to like.
Well, you're
I
trying
don't-
to
I don't
playing
think-
devil's advocate, which
Yeah.
is fine.
I don't think Teen Titans has that pull to where like people are like, oh, I want to go watch this movie because Robin's in it. Like
Right.
usually you're going to watch it because Batman's in it.
Yeah.
So like no one's like, when's that Beast Boy movie coming out or show coming out? There ain't one. So Pokemon takes this by a long.
Oh, I was always
gonna-
going to pick Pokemon.
Pokemon-
Trying to like, should we take into this factor before we get so
But
bad?
you made a good point, but
Just for future
your
reference.
point kind of contradicts itself at the end, like where like
How
because
so?
like Pokemon's show captivated these people to where they want to buy this merch, to buy this stuff. Teen
Right.
Titans didn't captivate as much
the other way
globally to
around.
where like
The other way
it's
around.
it's the other way around. Yes, I think people know Teen Titans because of their interest in Batman, their interest in stuff like
Right.
that.
Something brought that to them, not the show bringing, or like.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I agree.
So everybody's on board with just saying Pokemon wins that category.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Eric, you too, because you really didn't know. Well, I mean, you couldn't really say. You can't talk over these two.
Yeah, no.
Unless you had a
definitely,
megaphone.
definitely Pokemon. Because it's still popular today. Very, very popular today.
Right. All
And
right.
the Teen Titans Go drop Teen Titans popularity, in my
For
opinion,
sure. For sure.
off a cliff.
There's no argument there.
They should have never have tried it. They should have just done more with Teen Titans.
Yeah, with better animations and more stories and
Yeah.
villains. Like, that's all they had to do.
All right. So now, overall enjoyment is the next category. Teen Titans is one away from a win. Pokemon can technically climb back into this thing, though. Obviously, fans of Pokemon, it just depends. What did you enjoy watching more? Eric, I'm going to start with you because I think I already know your answer.
Pokemon.
Here's my surprise face. All right. Sean, I'm going to go to you next.
Pokemon.
All right. Dave?
This one was really tough because I really like both shows. And I've watched completely every episode of both shows. But I'm going to have to give it to Pokemon. Something about it makes me, love that show. Like, I don't know what it is, but, I got my favorite Pokemon from the show and, certain scenes, I completely remember and stuff like that. Same with Teen Titans, but I feel like I could watch Pokemon more than Teen Titans.
Right. All right. So it's 2-2. Next category is going to, somebody's going to win the next category and win this thing. Both shows are going to come out with points. One's going to come out with 10. One's going to come out with 5. Humor. All right. Which show is more humorous? I mean, a case can be made for both shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, too, there's sometimes both shows, though, have more of that.
Serious?
Not necessarily. No. Sometimes both shows, though, as far as like humor goes, it's really, really bad humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like forced humor.
Teen Titans Go was a lot more guilty of that than Teen Titans. But there were some times where it's just like, Robin, just shut up.
Yeah.
But Dave, I'm going to start with you.
I'm gonna go with Pokemon here with some of the scenes with Misty and Ash where Ash is kind of like dissing her or whatnot is kind of funny. Brock's dramatic, like emotional reactions to Nurse Joy and stuff I thought was kind of funny. Psyduck's like obliviousness was kind of funny to me. So there was a couple, and Team Rocket at a certain point, they have some funny moments too, in Meowth. So I got to give it to them here. It was kind of tough because Beast Boy on the other side, he can be kind of funny with Cyborg and the other group. There's a couple funny spots there, but I think Pokemon takes the edge here just by a little bit. Neither is super comedic, but they
had their moments.
Yeah,
Right.
They had their moments for sure.
All right, Sean, I'm not going to make you break the tie this time. I'm gonna have you go second.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Pokemon. Team Rocket and Meowth. They're just, to me, are funny as hell.
It's funny because I actually when I say bad humor, I actually include them as part of the bad humor.
That's why I love it so much, though. It's it's so bad, it's just funny. It's like watching Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay. All right.
It's such a bad movie.
Eric, go ahead.
Pokemon. Pikachu's funny, especially in the first episode when he hated Ash, and then he started to become. He started to warm up him, but as he started warming up, there were some funny scenes with Pikachu and Ash.
Even Ash giving it the jokes he would say to Misty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was pretty harsh to her
Yeah,
sometimes,
some
man.
of them were like brutal.
Yeah.
Like,
It was
damn.
like typical
Dang, he really
teenage.
said, like, watching it now and like listening to like what they're saying, I'm like,
Right,
dang, like
yeah.
holy smokes.
That's when me and Danielle were like, I was like, did he just say what? I
Yup.
get this now, and I don't know if I want my son watching it.
All right. Pokemon wins at 3-2. They get 10 points.
They came
Teen
back.
Titans gets 5.
Came back from 2-0.
What is it with Pokemon that like in every battle that like we've ever done, it's always been well, except for the one battle with real Ghostbusters where they won 4-1. But all the other battles that they've won, it's always been so close.
Depends on the categories and who they're up against, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I think they've been
like
facing
it
a lot of
looked like Teen Titans could have beat them.
If humor wasn't the last, or if fan base and humor weren't in there, and there was different categories, it might have won.
Yeah.
Which
I
one?
mean,
Fan base, you know,
well, yeah,
They
fan
really got
base,
It's
Pokemon wins
undeniable.
that, hands down.
Undeniable. Theme song.
overall enjoyment, I could have went either way.
Yeah.
Because I enjoyed
Cultural
both.
impact, Pokemon.
Where would you have gone with originality?
Pokemon.
Probably.
Teen
Yeah.
Titans had, the other guys to rip off of.
Yeah.
Make that a kid.
Yeah.
Pokemon didn't. You had to start from scratch from that one.
Make a new Pokemon and stuff like that.
Yeah.
New abilities.
Make all the Pokemons just to start the freaking show.
I had
Right,
Teen
like that.
Titan for animation. I thought it was more cleaner.
Yeah, it did have better animation.
Animation, yeah. I would agree there.
All right. Celebrity Deathmatch beats Pee-wee's Playhouse 3-1. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure beats Speed Racers 3-1. Life and Times of Junnper Lee defeats Braceface 3-1. And Pokemon defeats Teen Titans 3-2. Now, this upcoming Wednesday, which we're actually getting ready to record after we get out of here, on Animated Showdown, your battles for that episode are Samurai Pizza Cats versus Camp Candy, Huckleberry Hound Show versus Adventure Time, the Flintstone Kids versus a pup named Scooby-Doo, and your main event is Courage the Cowardly Dog versus the Muppet Babies. Next Saturday night on this show, we will have, of course, it'll be episode 5 of Animated Hour of Power, Vinland Saga versus Assassination Classroom, Hey Arnold versus My Life as a Teenage Robot, Spy X Family versus Devil May Cry, and the main event is Darkwing Duck versus the Bugs Bunny Show. So I threw in a couple of big anime battles in there for Mr. Dave.
I see that.
Not that I'm trying to kiss up to you or anything, but all right. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Also join the brand new When Tunes Combine Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/When Tunes Combine. We're starting that up. All 4 of us are admins in there. So we got that up and going. You're going to find all the information for upcoming episodes in that group. Also, make sure to like and subscribe the Wrestling Through the Years YouTube channel. This upcoming Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time on the Wrestling Through the Years podcast. Eric, Dangle, and I are each going to give our top 10 favorite ECW matches. Of course, also Eric's Unscripted Sports Show. A lot of football stuff coming up because we are in football season. Follow Dave on Twitch at TCAXGotsen95. Sean on TikTok at TCAX Reaper. Also, follow Dangle and Mindy on the Stabcast YouTube channel. Follow the Dizzle97 universe on Twitch and YouTube. Later on tonight, Dangle will be live on Twitch doing a fantasy football draft. I will be with him. So that means right now I got to shut up so we can move on to the next show because he's got to have enough time to get everything ready.
Guys, I just sent it to you.
What?
The link
Okay.
in the next show.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
I know you didn't. I don't need it. So, all
I
right.
just wanted to count them.
Yeah. All right, Eric. You know what I'm going to ask you to do next.
Shorts.
Yep. And then we'll see everybody. Obviously, this upcoming Wednesday for Animated Showdown, and next Saturday for Animated Hour of Power. Later, everybody.
Later.
Bye, boys.
Adios.